one of the things I think you have also seen this in your wealth tech journey is an innovative platform comes out there. There are so many platforms that are almost similar.
Copy the same thing out.
I was trying not to use that.
Yeah.
But what you see is banks also come out with their own similar platforms. Like Robo Advisory is the perfect example. Everybody
Absolutely.
has. So in ways, is the fintech industry a guinea pig for the bigger banks to see what's working and then coming out with their own?
Good to know you feel Robo Advisory is working because the banks have all come up with it. But, let me flip the question and then I'll answer the question. But I'm asking a different question here. Do you think the banks would have come up with a Robo Advisory platform if players like Cypher didn't exist in the market? Do you think they needed to?
Based on the conversations I've had, there is very little incentive for a bank to come up with a retail offering.
Absolutely.
When they can do HNI, Ultra HNI, and the revenues are very different. So the motivation to do something like that would have been very limited, yes.
Yes, or charge a premium and, pay 2% entry, 2% exit, 4% monthly fee to a user who doesn't know and, walks into a bank and is told to sign here and all that. So I feel somewhere like startups definitely have pushed the banks in that, right? Now, I think to your question that do you basically become a testing setup of these things, right? You could argue this in every domain, right? Like if you go back, 25 years, was Amazon a guinea pig for Walmart, right? To see. And maybe back then, that's what maybe they thought. Everyone wants to come in the store and such a joyful experience and, this classic American dream. And we are walking into the store and buying things from the store and all that stuff. But eventually Amazon has proven itself to be, exceptional. So I feel guinea pig might be an extreme, version of it in some ways. But at the end of the day, see, the premise of a lot of people starting companies is to make an impact, right? And ideally you want to be the one and your business want to be the one to make the impact. But if as a society, we have better solutions at a lower price point, which are available, then that also is an impact.
Yep.
Right. So I think it's about how you, value your impact and, what differences we do. But as we've just said, if it wasn't for fintech, you'd be still paying $25 to move across $25. Right. Yep. And I think that I think is something which, despite what the next 5-10 years bring for the industry, but just the ability to push boundaries and get the whole industry, including the incumbents, to do it is something which is very, very powerful. Yeah. And I feel, I think when it's happening, sometimes it feels like, oh, this is obvious and all. But I think when we summarize and go back in the history of time and all that, I think some of these things will be quite powerful to look back at.